right, so do you want to start by introducing yourself and a little bit of your story?
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Dahl. I've been married for 61 years, 5 sons, 5 great daughter-in-laws, 15 grandchildren, and 5 great. So I'm on this journey of life. I grew up in a family of 9. Number 4, I grew up to go to church, private school, Sunday school, learned all about God, but my concept of God was wrong. My concept of God was His judge, and I had to be good enough to live up to His standard. I grew up with a severe speech impediment, saw that I couldn't make it, and so at 16 I tuned God out. I wasn't going to be a phony, I wasn't going to be a hypocrite, and I was going to make my million by the time I was 35. I was brought up on a farm, learned to work ethic, married my high school sweetheart, and set out in life. Had a good job, was developing a business on the side. Anybody looking at me from the outside, I should have been the happiest person around. But I lacked 2 things. I lacked peace of mind and real purpose to life. And so secretly I had begun to reason that anything I'd ever bought in life had a manual. And so I figured if somebody left me here, they should tell me why I was here. And I fished up my Bible and started reading. And I came across a verse that startled me, and it said that God was standing at the door of my life, wanting to come in and be my friend. Well, I couldn't conceive of the creator of the universe being my friend. So I put it away, and I was a workaholic, and my wife and I agreed that every little boy should go to Sunday school. So every Sunday I helped him get her ready and out the door, purely selfish so I could watch my NFL football games. And she came home after listening to church for about a year and said she was going to be baptized. I hit the ceiling. And I said, the day you do that, I said, that's the end of our marriage. I'm not living with a religious wife. And I threatened and browbeat her and tried to intimidate her and was going to divorce her because of her baptism. A week before her baptism, she knew I enjoyed country western music. She'd been shopping and bought an LP by Hank Snow. And in the third song in, he asked a question in 10 different ways. He said, when the mimic has made his last fun, what then? When the crowd-seeking pleasure has gone home for the night, what then? And then he said, when the judge of the earth said close for the night, what then? And I said, God, I'm a goose egg. I've got nothing to offer. And back to my mind came the thought that he was standing at the door of my life and wanting to come in and be my friend. So as an act of my will, I invited him in. And he came, and I was baptized the following week with my wife, and then began the journey of discovering the abundant life that he had for me. Took a lot of hard work, and we rebuilt our marriage. And like I said, I've been married 61 years to the same woman. And then I had been a beggar looking for bread. So I determined that the rest of my life I would try and help and find as many people as I could to find the abundant life that was purchased for us through Christ. And so I began to work with the community crisis line and began to help people and saw that I had the ability to help people. And then took them to a counseling service where I was mentored and taught in counseling. So for the last 40 years, I've gone to my office every day to work by appointment, by referral only. And God has brought people from all over the world to hear the gospel, to hear the good news. And so that's what Garden Ministries does. Isaiah says that you'll be like a well-watered garden, and that's what I seek to help people find, is that well-watered garden, find purpose, meaning in life, finding Christ. We baptize many people. So that's why I do what I do and enjoy what I do and enjoy seeing lives being changed for eternity.
What are some of the aspects of Christian counseling?
In Christian counseling, Neil T. Anderson, who wrote the Bondage Breaker, Victory Over the Darkness, he came and spoke for us at a conference, and he said that in Christian counseling, he figured that only 15% of Christian counseling is Christian counseling. He said 85% is psychological and not Christian counseling. And so we unapologetically introduce Christ, introduce the purpose, meaning, how we're made to function. And so we walk with a person as long as we need to. We see it more than just counseling as building disciples, making disciples of all nations, as we were instructed to do. So that's why we don't charge a fee. We work on a donation basis, and God has been absolutely faithful for 40 years for providing for our family in that way, and we get to introduce many people to Christ. And what has changed is that we teach them the basics. When I ask people what are the elementary principles of their faith, I would say about only 15% would know and would be able to answer that question. And so we find that many have not been able to build their life on a solid foundation. And that's what we seek to do, is build a solid foundation for their faith and know why they believe it, what they believe, and how they can share that with others and give it away to others. So more than just counseling, we seek to build disciples and see people multiply themselves in their walk, in their growth, in their Christian life.
What can we expect from this YouTube channel?
We can expect my teachings that the Lord has given me. We'll be posting those. We'll be posting testimonies, stories of people's lives who've been changed. And I've had the privilege of traveling most of the world. And so I have people who I regularly talk to by phone from Mexico, from different provinces. So if you want to reach us, you can reach us at email is phd@tdfa.net. My phone is area code 604-308-3626 or Garden Ministries 2 gmail.com. And that's how you can reach us. We'd be happy to, and we will respond to your requests. Thank you.